This is an ABC 15 News Tracking Hurricane Dorian update.
Right now, Hurricane Dorian is a slow-moving Category 3 storm heading away from the Bahamas and up the coast of Florida.
This is a live look out of Fort Lauderdale, where bands of heavy wind and rain are starting to batter the city. Florida is under a state of emergency. Mandatory evacuations are in place in Floridian counties north of Fort Lauderdale. Shelters are open in specific locations along the coast.
It is 5 o'clock, and that means we have another update, of course, from the authorities. We want to check in with meteorologist Zach Covey to see what's going on with Hurricane Dorian at this hour. Zach?
Yeah, overall, not much has changed, at least from last night's advisory. This just in seconds ago. Let's go ahead and take a look. Maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour, and we know this because we actually have 2 Hurricane Hunter aircraft that have just penetrated the eye within the past 5 minutes, and we can verify that information. Now, the storm's still stationary, but the pressure has risen. The reason why is a little bit of dry air entrainment. You can kind of see that on water vapor satellite, that the dry air is trying to wrap around like this back into the core. That has reduced the eye's size, but not the impacts. The impacts are still very strongly being felt along Grand Bahama Island. Yeah, we were talking about that same island yesterday, has just been sitting there for 24 hours. Wind speeds along the Florida coastline anywhere from 25 to 35 miles per hour. All right, here's the new latest forecast track coming in from the Hurricane Center this morning. Not much has changed. Still expected to see a very strong Category 2 to Category 3 storm off our coastline between Thursday and Friday morning. You see that there. We still have the cone over land for Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, even Charleston. That means the center of circulation, that center of the eye, could be as far inland as some of those places or as far to the east as that open Atlantic water. Of course, that would be a better storyline for us because it would limit our impacts. We'll go over what the latest thinking is from our first high-res model that can finally resolve the storm in this time frame. We'll break it down for you coming up this hour, GMC.
Our Weather Authority team is working around the clock to follow Hurricane Dorian, but you can also follow it with the touch of a button. Download our weather app for 24/7 weather alerts on the go. Just head to your app store and search WPDE WX. Now that mandatory evacuations are in effect for Zone A in Horry and Georgetown counties, those staying behind are making plans for their families.
ABC 15's Liz Cooper joins us live from the Breaking News Center with more on what people can expect. Liz?
Yeah, well, today state government offices are closed. That's new today. And although county offices in both Horry and Georgetown County will open on a regular schedule today, and we're also dealing with all of the schools closed in both Horry and Georgetown County. Now, this is Horry County Schools Facebook page. They posted this update saying their schools were going to be closed. This happening on Sunday when Governor Henry McMaster made that announcement. So this is the post they set up there on Sunday night, and you can see some of these comments here, just people actually thankful that their school is closing. We have some issues here, but we're also dealing with transportation. A lot of people are sticking around. They're deciding to stay in their zones. If you're not in Zone A and you do stay behind, there is ways for you to get safely to a shelter. This is Costa RTA. They're actually providing evacuation services to people that do decide to find safety in some of these shelters. This is the sign you want to look for Costa RTA's bus services. There are 20 locations across Horry County where you can get a ride safely to one of those services. We actually have their service routes posted up here on the iPad that we can show you guys a list of those locations. Again, you want to keep an eye out for this sign here as well. We'll give you that information coming up in just a little bit. Connor and Crystal.
Thank you, Liz. Shelters in Horry and Georgetown County are open. In Horry County, you can go to Aner Middle School in Gallivan's Ferry, Conway High School, Loris High School, and North Myrtle Beach High School. In Georgetown County, you can go to Pleasant Hill Elementary School, in Hemingway, and Andrews Elementary School. You're not allowed to take guns or alcohol You should bring medications and comfort items. And if you have children with you, bring things to keep them busy.
Volunteers with the American Red Cross began supplying at 6 shelters across Horry County. Yesterday, volunteers were stocking the Conway High School shelter with water and food. Conway High School's principal says the shelter there can hold more than 900 people. When we checked in the afternoon, they had less than 10 staying there at this time.
For many, Hurricane Dorian has